On May 18, 2025, Rahu, the enigmatic north node of the moon, transitions into Aquarius, marking a significant celestial shift. Simultaneously, its counterpart, Ketu, the south node of the moon, moves into Leo. This transit will last approximately 18 months, deeply influencing both the collective and individual areas. The arrival of Rahu into Aquarius, a sign it co-rules along with Saturn, imbues this period with transformative potential, accentuating themes of innovation, progress, and community-centric endeavors. Meanwhile, Ketu in Leo acts as a complementary counterforce, emphasizing humility, detachment, and the need to balance personal ambition with collective welfare. This is the Part 1 video of this transit, focuses on Rahu. While Rahu and Ketu are often studied together, their individual impacts are vast and need separate examination. Aquarius is a sign synonymous with forward-thinking ideals, technological advancement, and humanitarian values. Governed by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu, Aquarius reflects the dichotomy between structure and rebellion, tradition and innovation. With Rahu entering this air sign, a surge of unconventional ideas and breakthroughs can be expected, especially in technology, science, and social reforms. Rahu amplifies the desire to break boundaries and challenge the status quo, urging humanity to redefine its collective future. The period may witness heightened interest in artificial intelligence, space exploration, and sustainable innovations as society seeks novel solutions to global challenges. In this transit, Ketu's placement in Leo provides a spiritual undercurrent to Rahu's forward momentum. While Rahu propels us toward collective aspirations, Ketu in Leo reminds us to temper egotism and embrace humility. Leo, the sign of individuality, creativity, and leadership, undergoes a transformative influence as Ketu fosters introspection and detachment. This dynamic fosters a balance between self-expression and selflessness, encouraging leaders and influencers to adopt a service-oriented approach. A key astrological nuance during this transit is the mutual aspect between Rahu in Aquarius and Jupiter in Gemini. Jupiter's 9th aspect on Rahu and Rahu's 5th aspect on Jupiter create a mutual exchange that influences the themes of wisdom, expansion, and intellectual growth. Jupiter, the planet of knowledge and ethics, tempers Rahu's boundary-pushing tendencies, guiding them toward more constructive outcomes. This exchange fosters growth in education, communication, and cultural integration, potentially indicating a golden age of interdisciplinary collaboration. However, the friction between Rahu's desire for the unconventional and Jupiter's ethical framework may also create moments of tension, particularly in debates surrounding moral boundaries and technological advancements or global policies. The Rahu-Ketu axis also activates the fixed signs of Aquarius and Leo, drawing attention to themes of individuality versus collectivism. While Rahu's placement in Aquarius emphasizes the need for inclusivity and communal progress, Ketu in Leo challenges ego-driven leadership. This transit encourages a reevaluation of authority and governance structures, urging leaders to prioritize the greater good over personal gain. Globally, this dynamic could manifest in shifts toward decentralization of power, reforms in governance, or movements advocating for equity and justice. This transit's influence will be particularly potent in areas of technology, social structures, and innovation. Expect breakthroughs in renewable energy, digital currencies, and global connectivity. At the same time, the influence of Ketu in Leo may trigger introspection among creative industries, leading to a revival of traditional art forms or a renewed focus on meaningful storytelling. The Rahu-Ketu axis encourages a fusion of the old and the new, blending timeless wisdom with modern ingenuity. Rahu's aspect on Jupiter also sparks philosophical and intellectual curiosity. This period may witness debates on ethics in science, artificial intelligence, and the impact of technological advancements on humanity. Rahu's presence in Aquarius magnifies the desire for freedom and individuality, which, coupled with Ketu's detachment in Leo, encourages questioning existing power dynamics and exploring alternative societal frameworks. On an individual level, the Rahu-Ketu transit in Aquarius and Leo invites us to balance our personal and collective responsibilities. Aquarius's influence, amplified by Rahu, urges you to contribute to society and embrace innovation. Whether through community involvement or adopting cutting-edge technologies, this period supports forward momentum. Ketu in Leo, however, reminds you not to lose sight of your inner values and personal authenticity. It's a call to refine your leadership style and focus on purpose-driven actions. This transit also emphasizes the importance of collaboration. Aquarius is inherently a sign of networking and alliances, and Rahu's presence magnifies the need for collective problem-solving. At the same time, Ketu's influence in Leo warns against over-identification with individual achievements. This period calls for a shift from I to we, encouraging a spirit of unity and shared vision. In terms of remedies, this transit benefits from practices that harmonize Rahu's restless energy and Ketu's introspective tendencies. Engaging in community service, fostering inclusivity, and embracing mindfulness can help navigate the challenges of this period. Strengthening Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, through disciplined efforts and service-oriented actions, will further support the constructive potential of Rahu's transit. To understand Rahu simply, think of it as a magnetic pull or intense attraction towards something. The sign and house it's transiting represent what you're being drawn to. Rahu compels you to obsessively pursue matters related to that sign and house, often making you relentless in achieving your desires. When Rahu moves into Aquarius, a sign linked to innovation, rebellion, and social change, people may feel a strong urge to break free from tradition, embrace unconventional ideas, or passionately engage in collective movements. To assess the impact of this transit, it's important to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Consider the position of your current Mahadasha Lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. It's important to remember that the effects of this transit will vary for each person. If you are currently undergoing Rahu dasha, the transit will have a pronounced impact. The placement of natal Rahu and its interaction with transiting Rahu and Saturn is important. Similarly, those in Saturn dasha will experience notable effects. By analyzing your Vedic birth chart, you can gain valuable insights into how these transits might influence your life. If you're unsure about your planetary placements, simply click the link below to generate your personalized Vedic birth chart. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, the Rahu transit into Aquarius indicates a transformative phase, particularly in areas related to gains, ambitions, and societal connections. As Rahu moves into the 11th house, a domain symbolizing income, aspirations, social networks, and alliances with large organizations, it initiates a period of heightened focus on expanding your material and social horizons. This transit, characterized by Rahu's ambitious and unconventional energy, holds the potential for significant achievements, though these will require conscious effort and ethical grounding. For Aries individuals, the 11th house represents the culmination of efforts and the realization of desires. With Rahu's influence here, you may find yourself drawn toward innovative and unorthodox methods to achieve your goals. Areas such as technology, futuristic industries, and digital platforms become particularly appealing, aligning with Aquarius's affinity for progressive ideas. This could lead to involvement in fields like artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, digital marketing, or social activism. Rahu's placement can create sudden opportunities for financial gains or introduce influential contacts who support your ambitions. However, it is important to discern between genuine prospects and illusions, as Rahu's energy often masks reality with a veneer of allure. The 11th house's connection to entrepreneurship and large organizations means that this transit can inspire you to take bold steps in business or expand your role within professional networks. If you have been contemplating a startup or a new venture, this could be the time to materialize those plans. However, Rahu's tendencies toward shortcuts and overambition caution against hasty decisions. Sustained effort and strategic planning will be essential to reap long-term rewards. Gains during this period are likely to come from consistent hard work, as the 11th house, an upachaya bhava, thrives on gradual growth and perseverance. On a social level, Rahu's transit may heighten your engagement with groups, communities, or organizations. You might feel an intense desire to belong to a larger cause or movement that aligns with your aspirations. This could manifest as participation in forums, activism, or collaborative projects. However, Rahu's presence also demands vigilance, as not all alliances will have your best interests at heart. Friendships and social connections formed during this period may carry hidden motives or present challenges that require discernment. Maintaining integrity and aligning with your core values will help navigate these complexities effectively. Simultaneously, Ketu's transit into Leo activates your 5th house of creativity, romance, and individual expression. While Rahu emphasizes external achievements, Ketu's influence brings a sense of detachment from ego-driven pursuits. You may feel less inclined toward personal validation through romantic relationships or artistic endeavors, instead seeking deeper, spiritual connections. This axis between the 11th and 5th houses creates a dynamic tension. The challenge lies in balancing your collective ambitions with personal fulfillment. Excessive focus on external validation can lead to emotional emptiness, while isolation in your inner world may limit your potential impact. The dispositor of Rahu, Saturn, is transiting your 12th house in Pisces, adding a layer of introspection and karmic accountability. While Rahu tempts you with material and social rewards, Saturn's influence urges inner discipline and spiritual growth. The 12th house governs solitude, foreign lands, and subconscious patterns, suggesting that your outer gains must align with inner clarity. Saturn's placement may bring delays or challenges, especially in areas involving foreign collaborations or hidden fears. These trials are designed to test your resolve and ensure that your pursuits are grounded in authenticity rather than fleeting desires. Rahu's placement in the 11th house also highlights the potential for relocation or significant changes in your living situation. As the 11th house is the 8th from the 4th house, representing home and stability, this transit could signal a shift in your domestic environment. This might involve moving to a new city or country, often driven by professional or financial considerations. Such transitions, while potentially disruptive, can pave the way for broader opportunities and growth. Career-wise, this transit is particularly favorable for those in leadership roles, technology, or social media. Entrepreneurs and professionals in telecommunication, advertising, or networking sectors may experience a surge in opportunities. Rahu's influence can amplify your visibility and attract a wider audience, especially on digital platforms. If you have been striving to build a following or establish your brand, this period can mark significant breakthroughs. However, it is essential to avoid becoming overly fixated on metrics or external recognition. Saturn's grounding energy in the 12th house reminds you to remain humble and focused on meaningful contributions. Creativity may take on a more introspective and spiritual tone under Ketu's influence in the 5th house. You may feel drawn to abstract or symbolic forms of art, exploring themes that transcend personal ego. While romantic relationships might feel less engaging, this period can deepen your connection with those who resonate with your spiritual values. For Aries individuals with children, this transit could bring karmic lessons or pivotal developments in their lives. Supportive and open communication will be important in navigating these dynamics. Financially, Rahu's transit through the 11th house is generally auspicious, offering opportunities for increased income and resource expansion. However, the gains will likely be tied to sustained effort and ethical practices. Investments in technology, digital assets, or innovative ventures can yield rewards, provided they are approached with caution and due diligence. Avoid speculative risks or get-rich-quick schemes, as Rahu's deceptive energy can lead to losses if not carefully managed. This transit also brings a karmic emphasis on your relationship with power, influence, and societal roles. Rahu's position in the 11th house challenges you to use your social platform responsibly. Whether you are an entrepreneur, influencer, or community leader, the choices you make during this period will have far-reaching consequences. Rahu's allure of quick success must be balanced with Saturn's demand for accountability and service. Saturn in the 12th house may prompt you to seek solitude, meditate, or explore esoteric subjects. This is a favorable time for healing unresolved karmic patterns or delving into practices that align with your higher self. The combination of Rahu's ambition and Saturn's introspection offers an opportunity to integrate material success with spiritual fulfillment. Overall, Rahu's transit into Aquarius opens doors to unprecedented opportunities for Aries individuals, particularly in income, networking, and societal contributions. While the potential for growth and recognition is immense, the transit's true rewards lie in balancing external pursuits with inner integrity. By navigating Rahu's ambitions with Saturn's wisdom, you can achieve lasting success that aligns with both your material and spiritual aspirations. For Taurus, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius brings a dynamic period. This movement activates your 10th house, a domain associated with career, public image, authority, and father figures. Rahu, known for its ambitious and unconventional energy, amplifies your professional aspirations, drawing you into a phase where your focus on work and public stature intensifies. This is not a passive period. Instead, it demands active engagement, adaptability, and perseverance in the face of challenges. As Rahu transits through Aquarius, a sign ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu itself, your career path may take unexpected turns. The energy of Aquarius emphasizes innovation, social reform, technology, and global connectivity. If your profession aligns with fields like IT, media, social activism, or any futuristic endeavor, this transit can act as a catalyst for breakthrough success. You may feel drawn toward leadership roles or positions that require public engagement, where your actions and decisions come under the spotlight. Rahu's influence can bring sudden opportunities, but these may come with significant responsibilities and challenges that test your resolve. The 10th house highlights your public image and reputation. Rahu's transit here suggests a heightened focus on gaining recognition and achieving ambitious goals. However, the shadowy nature of Rahu means that the path to success may be laced with illusions and temptations. It is vital to maintain ethical integrity and avoid shortcuts that could compromise your reputation. This is particularly important as Rahu's transit often reveals the pitfalls of overambition, such as workplace conflicts, power struggles, or even deception by others aiming to undermine your authority. One of the significant themes of this transit is the influence on relationships with authority figures, including bosses, mentors, or even paternal figures. You may experience stress or misunderstandings in these relationships. The 10th house's connection to the father may also manifest as distance or health concerns for him during this period. Such challenges call for patience and proactive communication to maintain harmony both at work and home. In parallel, Ketu's transit into Leo, your 4th house, creates an axis of balance between professional pursuits and emotional foundations. While Rahu draws your focus outward towards societal contribution and career achievements, Ketu's placement encourages introspection and detachment from domestic comforts. This can lead to feelings of disconnection from your home environment, or even physical relocation due to work. It's possible that you might need to distance yourself from familiar surroundings to pursue career opportunities, which could lead to a sense of emotional longing or nostalgia. The Rahu-Ketu axis also impacts your inner sense of security. Ketu in the 4th house can make you question the value of material possessions and emotional attachments. This may manifest as a shift in how you perceive home and family. You might adopt a minimalist lifestyle or seek deeper spiritual satisfaction beyond material comforts. While this detachment can be unsettling, it offers a chance for inner growth and emotional realignment. Saturn's concurrent transit through your 11th house in Pisces adds another layer to this dynamic period. The 11th house governs social networks, ambitions, and long-term goals. Saturn's disciplined energy complements Rahu's ambition by emphasizing structured efforts and realistic aspirations. This planetary combination supports the development of a strong professional network and helps you build connections that align with your goals. However, Saturn's influence also demands perseverance and caution. You may face delays or obstacles in achieving your ambitions, but these challenges are meant to strengthen your resolve and refine your plans. Jupiter's 9th aspect on Rahu from Gemini enhances the opportunities presented by this transit. Jupiter's wisdom and expansive energy encourage ethical actions and provide a guiding force to counterbalance Rahu's impulsiveness. This aspect can bring mentors or opportunities for learning that aid your professional development. Simultaneously, Rahu's 5th aspect on Jupiter amplifies your desire for growth, making it essential to remain grounded and discerning in decision-making. For Taurus individuals, this period may also involve significant changes in their daily work environment. You might take on new roles, relocate to a foreign country, or engage with global markets. Rahu's energy often drives individuals to seek opportunities abroad or in unconventional sectors. This transit can also favor those preparing for government or competitive examinations, as Rahu's influence motivates you to push boundaries and achieve high standards. On the financial front, Rahu's transit can bring rewards through hard work and strategic planning. The combination of Rahu in the 10th and Saturn in the 11th supports incremental financial growth, especially through networking and collaborative projects. However, avoid speculative investments or ventures that promise quick returns, as Rahu's influence can cloud judgment and lead to risky decisions. Emotionally, this transit might create strain in personal relationships. The intense focus on career could make you feel distant from family or loved ones. Misunderstandings may arise as priorities shift, leading to feelings of isolation. Ketu's detachment in the 4th house further accentuates this, urging you to find a balance between professional commitments and emotional well-being. Spiritual practices, meditation, and spending quality time with family can help restore harmony and provide a sense of grounding. Health-wise, the heightened activity and stress associated with Rahu's transit may affect your physical and mental well-being. Sleep disturbances, anxiety, or issues related to the nervous system are potential concerns. Saturn's discipline can be a guiding force in maintaining a healthy routine, while incorporating relaxation techniques like yoga or meditation can help manage stress. This period also brings a transformation in your social interactions. Rahu in the 10th house enhances your visibility and connects you with influential individuals. However, Saturn in the 11th house ensures that these connections are filtered for authenticity. While you may encounter people who challenge your values, Saturn's karmic influence supports building meaningful, long-term relationships based on mutual respect and shared goals. Overall, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius represents a pivotal phase for Taurus individuals. It is a time of ambitious pursuits, professional growth, and significant life changes. By embracing Rahu's energy with integrity and balancing it with Saturn's discipline and Ketu's spiritual detachment, you can navigate this period successfully. This is a journey of redefining your career and public identity while staying connected to your inner truth. For Gemini, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius marks a transformative phase. This transit activates the ninth house, which governs higher learning, philosophy, law, religion, and long-distance travel. Simultaneously, Ketu moves into the third house, prompting introspection and changes in communication, courage, and short-term efforts. Together, this Rahu-Ketu axis challenges and redefines your beliefs, ambitions, and the way you interact with the world. Rahu's placement in the ninth house signifies a heightened focus on intellectual and philosophical exploration. You may feel drawn to delve deeper into spiritual texts, question existing religious doctrines, or explore unconventional belief systems. The air sign Aquarius, co-ruled by Rahu and Saturn, amplifies the quest for innovation and reforming your worldview. This period might inspire you to engage with futuristic or abstract ideas, pushing the boundaries of traditional knowledge. If you are pursuing higher education, this transit could introduce opportunities for unconventional studies, perhaps in fields like artificial intelligence, metaphysics, or arts. However, it is important to approach this quest for knowledge with an open mind rather than becoming rigid or dogmatic. Aquarius's association with humanitarian ideals might prompt you to engage with global issues, cultural exchanges, or community-oriented projects. Far-off journeys, both physical and intellectual, are a hallmark of this transit. You may find yourself traveling to distant lands, not just for leisure but for pilgrimage, research, or academic endeavors. Such experiences can expand your perspective and deeply influence your life path. However, Rahu's tendency to obscure clarity means that these travels might come with complications, such as delays or bureaucratic hurdles. If legal matters or visa issues arise, patience and meticulous planning will be your allies. Relationships with teachers, mentors, and authority figures may undergo a significant transformation. Rahu often challenges existing structures, and you might find yourself questioning the wisdom or relevance of your guides. This can create friction but also opens the door to discovering new, unconventional mentors who align better with your evolving ideals. The challenge lies in balancing respect for traditional wisdom with the desire to innovate. While questioning authority is a natural part of this transit, avoid veering into arrogance or dismissiveness, as this can alienate valuable allies. The ninth house, being the 12th from the 10th house of career, also signifies a potential loss or restructuring in professional matters. This might manifest as dissatisfaction with your current job, conflicts with superiors, or a desire to pivot toward a more meaningful career path. Saturn's simultaneous transit in the 10th house of Pisces reinforces this theme, emphasizing the need for discipline, emotional maturity, and long-term planning in your professional life. Saturn's influence can act as a stabilizing force, helping you ground Rahu's expansive ambitions into practical outcomes. However, the combination of these energies suggests a period of hard work, delays, and the need for patience before reaping rewards. On the personal front, this transit may highlight issues related to your father or paternal figures. Disagreements or generational conflicts might arise, especially if your evolving beliefs clash with their traditional views. This is a time to approach such relationships with empathy and a willingness to understand differing perspectives. Similarly, the health and well-being of your parents might require attention. Ensuring a balanced approach to family responsibilities and personal growth will be important. Ketu's presence in the third house complements Rahu's influence by encouraging introspection and refinement in communication. You may feel less inclined towards superficial interactions or ego-driven pursuits. Instead, this is a period to focus on meaningful expression, whether through writing, journaling, or meditative practices. Ketu in the third house can make you more selective in your social interactions, leading to a withdrawal from relationships or activities that no longer serve your higher purpose. While this introspection is beneficial, ensure it does not isolate you from valuable connections or opportunities. The third house also governs courage, short-term goals, and entrepreneurial ventures. Ketu here may dampen your drive for immediate results, pushing you to focus on long-term, meaningful achievements instead. If you are in fields related to media, publishing, or marketing, this is a time to shift toward content or projects that align with your evolving values. The challenge will be to balance introspection with action, ensuring that your efforts are both thoughtful and impactful. Financially, the transit is likely to be positive, particularly if your income is tied to education, foreign trade, or spiritual endeavors. However, Saturn's presence in the 10th house suggests that financial gains will require sustained effort and disciplined management. Avoid impulsive investments or speculative ventures, as Rahu's influence can lead to overestimation of opportunities. Instead, focus on building skills or qualifications that enhance your long-term earning potential. Health considerations during this transit primarily revolve around stress, anxiety, and issues related to the nervous system. Rahu's placement in an air sign like Aquarius can heighten mental activity, leading to restlessness or overthinking. Incorporating grounding practices such as yoga, meditation, or deep breathing exercises can help maintain balance. Saturn's influence in Pisces underscores the importance of emotional self-care, particularly in managing work-related pressures. Spiritually, this transit holds immense potential for growth and awakening. Rahu in the 9th house urges you to seek deeper meaning and align your actions with a higher purpose. This is a powerful time for engaging in higher studies or connecting with like-minded communities. However, Rahu's tendency to magnify can lead to ego-driven spiritual pursuits. Staying humble and receptive will ensure that your journey remains authentic and transformative. As Jupiter aspects Rahu from Gemini and vice versa, there is an interplay of expansive wisdom and unconventional curiosity. This dynamic can amplify your intellectual pursuits and bring opportunities for learning or teaching. However, it also underscores the need for discernment in choosing your influences and guides. The combined energy of Rahu, Jupiter, and Saturn emphasizes the importance of aligning your ambitions with ethical principles and real-world application. Overall, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius for Gemini individuals is a period of profound transformation and exploration. It challenges you to question old beliefs, embrace new knowledge, and align your ambitions with a higher purpose. While the journey may be marked by challenges and introspection, it offers the opportunity to emerge wiser, more grounded, and better aligned with your true self. For Cancer, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius indicates a transformative period, as it activates the 8th house of your chart. The 8th house governs aspects such as occult sciences, mysteries, inheritance, shared resources, and sudden changes. With Rahu's enigmatic energy now occupying this space, you're poised for a journey into the depths of self-discovery, profound change, and potential upheaval. This transit is significant not only for its potential to bring breakthroughs in understanding and circumstances, but also for its challenges, requiring caution and introspection. Rahu's transit through the 8th house often amplifies your interest in esoteric and mystical subjects. Your thirst for uncovering deeper truths can become insatiable during this time. This is a powerful period for those of you in research-oriented professions, whether in the physical sciences, humanities, or metaphysical areas. The 8th house also governs transformative healing processes, making this transit favorable for pursuing therapies or practices that release old traumas and foster renewal. However, Rahu's shadowy nature can create obsession or confusion if not tempered with balance. You must guard against paranoia or overindulgence in your quest for knowledge. This transit may reveal long-hidden secrets, either within yourself or in close relationships, that could disrupt the status quo. These revelations, while unsettling, offer the potential for liberation and transformation if approached with openness and courage. Financially, the 8th house's domain over shared resources and joint ventures means that sudden gains or losses may occur. You might experience unexpected developments in matters of inheritance, insurance, or investments. While there is potential for significant financial windfalls, this transit also brings risks of manipulation or secrecy in financial dealings. Transparency and due diligence are critical to navigating these dynamics successfully. Speculative ventures, gambling, and risky financial behaviors should be avoided, as Rahu's influence could magnify both gains and losses unpredictably. Ketu, Rahu's counterpart, transits the 2nd house in Leo during this period. This placement encourages detachment from material possessions, traditional family values, and superficial concerns around speech and wealth. You may feel a diminishing interest in accumulating wealth or adhering to conventional familial expectations. Instead, this transit invites a deeper exploration of spiritual values and an emphasis on meaningful communication. Ketu's influence may purify your speech, encouraging you to speak with greater authenticity and philosophical insight. However, this detachment can also lead to misunderstandings or strained relations with family members if not balanced with empathy and effort. The transit's broader context is shaped by Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, which occupies the 9th house in Pisces. This creates a deeply karmic interplay between the 8th and 9th houses, blending themes of transformation, higher wisdom, and spiritual discipline. Saturn in the 9th house challenges you to reevaluate your belief systems and pursue authentic spiritual practices. This period may bring trials that test faith and perseverance, but overall lead to profound growth. In relationships, Rahu's transit through the 8th house intensifies emotional dynamics, intimacy, and psychological bonding. Existing partnerships may undergo tests, particularly if there are underlying trust issues or unresolved conflicts. You may crave deeper connections but should be cautious of manipulation or secrecy in relationships. Ego clashes with partners or in-laws could surface, necessitating patience and clear communication. If you're single, you might attract partners with a mysterious or intense aura, but these relationships could bring transformative lessons. It is advisable to approach new relationships with awareness and avoid entanglements in secretive or unhealthy dynamics. Health-wise, the 8th house governs chronic illnesses, surgeries, and reproductive health. Rahu's presence can amplify symptoms or create diagnostic confusion, so you must be vigilant about your well-being. Sudden health issues may arise, making regular checkups and holistic care essential. Practices like meditation can help you manage the nervous system's overstimulation caused by Rahu's airy nature. The influence of Jupiter, which aspects Rahu from Gemini with its 9th aspect and receives Rahu's 5th aspect in return, adds a layer of optimism and expansion to this transit. This interaction enhances opportunities for inheritance, financial growth, and healing professions. If you're involved in banking, finance, or medical fields, you may find this period particularly rewarding. Jupiter's wisdom tempers Rahu's shadowy impulses, supporting you in making ethical decisions and avoiding deceptive practices. This aspect encourages you to channel Rahu's transformative energy constructively, whether in professional pursuits or personal growth. Psychologically, this transit is a time of profound inner transformation. The 8th house's connection to the subconscious means that you may confront unresolved fears, traumas, and existential questions. Ketu's simultaneous detachment from the 2nd house pushes you to reevaluate your sense of self-worth, moving away from external validation toward inner richness. While this process can feel disorienting, it offers the potential for deep healing and empowerment. Regular journaling, therapy, or spiritual counseling can help you navigate this intense period and make sense of your evolving inner landscape. Career-wise, this may not be a time for visible achievements, but rather for laying the groundwork for future success. You may find yourself working behind the scenes or engaging in research, strategy, and preparation. For those in fields like psychology, healing, or investigative professions, this transit can bring breakthroughs and recognition. Others might feel a need to reassess their career paths and align them with their evolving values and aspirations. This is an excellent time for building emotional resilience and preparing for a relaunch when the transit ends. Spiritually, you are invited to confront your shadows, dissolve illusions, and embrace deeper truths about life, death, power, and surrender. Ketu's detachment from the 2nd house complements this journey by encouraging transcendence of ego-based attachments to form and stability. Saturn in the 9th house underscores the importance of discipline, humility, and devotion in navigating these transformative energies. If approached with awareness and intention, this transit can leave you lighter, wiser, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. Overall, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius marks a deeply transformative period for you. While it brings challenges and uncertainties, it also offers unparalleled opportunities for growth, healing, and spiritual evolution. By embracing the lessons of this transit and practicing patience, courage, and self-awareness, you can emerge from this period profoundly changed and empowered. For Leo, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius brings significant transformations, especially in relationships, partnerships, and self-identity. This transit activates the 7th house, which governs marriage, business alliances, and public interactions, while Ketu simultaneously moves into the 1st house, amplifying themes of self versus others. This Rahu-Ketu axis creates a powerful dynamic, pulling you outward into partnerships and public engagement, while simultaneously pushing you inward for self-reflection and detachment. This interplay sets the stage for profound lessons and experiences. Rahu's presence in the 7th house heightens your focus on relationships and partnerships. This period can bring an insatiable desire for connection, often driven by Rahu's illusionary and obsessive nature. You may find yourself drawn to unconventional or charismatic individuals, possibly from different cultural or ideological backgrounds. While these relationships might feel fated or karmic, it is essential to approach them with caution. Rahu's influence can sometimes blur boundaries and create unrealistic expectations, leading to potential conflicts or disappointments. For those already in committed relationships, this transit may test your patience and understanding. Ego clashes and heightened expectations can strain the bond, and it's important to prioritize communication and compromise. Rahu's energy can amplify issues that were previously overlooked, making it a period of reckoning for unresolved tensions. The temptation to seek external validation or compare your relationship to others might arise, but the key lies in focusing on strengthening the connection with your partner rather than seeking perfection. For those considering marriage, this transit might bring sudden developments or proposals, but ensure that decisions are not rushed or based solely on surface-level attractions. In the area of business and professional partnerships, Rahu's transit opens doors to new collaborations and opportunities. This is an excellent time to expand your network, explore foreign associations, or venture into innovative projects. However, Rahu's tendency to obscure details necessitates caution in legal matters and contracts. Thoroughly assess any partnership proposals to avoid misunderstandings or hidden pitfalls. While this period can bring significant gains and visibility in your career, ensure that your decisions are grounded in practicality rather than illusions of grandeur. Ketu's simultaneous transit into your 1st house introduces a contrasting energy, encouraging introspection and detachment from ego-driven pursuits. This transit prompts you to question your identity, appearance, and life direction, often leading to moments of self-doubt or disillusionment. While this can be unsettling, it offers an opportunity for spiritual growth and self-discovery. Embrace practices like meditation, journaling, or spending time in solitude to reconnect with your inner self. Ketu's presence may also make you more skeptical of societal norms or external achievements, urging you to seek deeper meaning and authenticity in your actions. The combined influence of Rahu and Ketu creates a push and pull dynamic between your external and internal worlds. On one hand, you may feel compelled to invest in relationships and public engagements. On the other, you might experience an urge to withdraw and focus on personal growth. Striking a balance between these opposing energies is important. Avoid becoming overly dependent on others for validation, while also resisting the urge to isolate yourself completely. This period is about integrating your inner and outer selves, finding harmony between your need for connection and your quest for individuality. Adding another layer of complexity to this transit is the position of Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, currently transiting through Pisces, your 8th house. This placement intensifies themes of transformation, shared resources, and psychological depth. Saturn's influence in the 8th house brings a serious tone to matters of trust, intimacy, and joint finances. You may face challenges that require you to reassess your approach to these areas, often through slow but profound lessons. The dispositor relationship between Saturn and Rahu underscores the transformative nature of this period. Saturn's presence in the 8th house can deepen the psychological impact of Rahu's transit, making it a time of karmic clearing and introspection. Past life relationships or unresolved issues may resurface, providing an opportunity for healing and closure. Financially, this period calls for caution, especially in joint ventures or investments. Avoid risky endeavors that promise quick rewards, as Rahu's influence can lead to illusions and potential losses. Health-wise, the Rahu-Ketu axis may manifest as stress-related issues or a tendency to neglect physical well-being. Ketu in the 1st house can make you less focused on your appearance or health, but it's essential to prioritize self-care. Incorporate practices that nurture both your physical and emotional health, such as regular exercise, balanced nutrition, and mindfulness techniques. Address any feelings of anxiety or restlessness through therapeutic treatments that promote holistic healing. Emotionally, this transit challenges you to let go of the need for control, especially in relationships. You may feel that others are dictating the pace or direction of your life, leading to frustration or confusion. However, resisting these changes will only intensify the challenges. Embrace adaptability and trust the process, even if it feels chaotic or unpredictable. This is a period of growth and realignment, pushing you toward greater authenticity and fulfillment. Rahu's placement in Aquarius also favors technology, innovation, and futuristic ventures. If you've been considering expanding your presence online or exploring new-age fields like digital marketing, this is an opportune time. Rahu's energy supports unconventional approaches, but ensure that your actions are aligned with your long-term goals rather than short-lived trends. Ketu's influence in the 1st house, though, may make you feel invisible or undervalued at times. Remember that this perceived invisibility is an invitation to focus on depth rather than superficial success. Jupiter's aspect on Rahu from Gemini adds another dimension to this transit, emphasizing learning, growth, and philosophical exploration. This aspect encourages you to seek wisdom and broaden your horizons, whether through travel, education, or spiritual pursuits. However, Rahu's aspect on Jupiter can also create a tug-of-war between expansion and obsession, requiring you to maintain balance and perspective. For Leo individuals, the key to navigating this period lies in embracing change with an open heart and mind. Whether in relationships, business, or personal growth, approach this transit with patience, humility, and a willingness to learn. Avoid making impulsive decisions or clinging to outdated patterns, as this is a time of renewal and transformation. Trust that the challenges you face are paving the way for a more authentic and fulfilling future, one that aligns with your true self. For Virgo, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius marks a profound turning point. Rahu's presence in the 6th house, a domain associated with daily routines, service, health, and adversaries, will bring heightened focus and activity in these areas. Coupled with Ketu's transit into the 12th house of spirituality, isolation, and subconscious depths, this axis will demand a delicate balance between material responsibilities and inner growth. For Virgo individuals, who are naturally inclined toward precision and service, this transit represents an opportunity to harness Rahu's transformative energy for growth and resilience while navigating the karmic lessons of the 12th house. Rahu in the 6th house is often viewed as a favorable placement because it operates effectively in this Upachaya house, which improves with time and effort. For Virgo individuals, this transit is likely to amplify your ability to tackle challenges head-on. You may find yourself drawn to careers or activities that involve solving complex problems, whether in law, medicine, analytics, or other service-oriented fields. Rahu's energy in this house can make you a formidable force in overcoming obstacles, be it in the workplace or personal endeavors. Your analytical skills will be sharpened, allowing you to identify innovative solutions and strategies that others might overlook. This period is particularly supportive for those pursuing careers as lawyers, doctors, or any profession that requires analytical prowess and resilience. However, Rahu's influence is not without its challenges. The shadow planet often magnifies and distorts the areas it touches, which means your daily work life could become overwhelming. Increased responsibilities, conflicts with colleagues, or stress related to meeting high expectations might emerge. It is essential to guard against overwork or perfectionism, traits that Virgo individuals are naturally prone to. While Rahu's energy pushes you to rise above competition and prove your worth, it is vital to maintain boundaries and prioritize self-care. Health should be a significant focus during this period, as the 6th house also governs diseases. Pay close attention to any recurring health issues or signs of burnout, and explore unconventional or holistic healing methods if traditional approaches fall short. Ketu's transit into the 12th house brings a contrasting energy, encouraging introspection and spiritual exploration. This period may prompt you to withdraw from external distractions and focus on your inner world. Activities such as meditation, therapy, or creative pursuits that allow you to process subconscious patterns will be particularly beneficial. Ketu's detachment in this house may lead you to question the value of material achievements and seek deeper meaning in your life. For some Virgo individuals, this transit might manifest as a physical journey to foreign lands or involvement in secluded environments such as hospitals or research institutions. These experiences can be profoundly transformative, helping you release old fears and karmic baggage. The interplay between Rahu in the 6th house and Ketu in the 12th house creates a dynamic where you are called to balance external engagement with internal retreat. Professionally, you may excel by addressing disputes, resolving conflicts, or navigating competitive environments. Yet, this success will only be sustainable if you periodically step back to recharge and realign with your higher purpose. Ketu's influence may also bring vivid dreams or intuitive insights, guiding you toward unresolved issues or hidden opportunities. Embrace these moments of clarity, as they can provide valuable direction in both your personal and professional life. As the ruler of Aquarius, Saturn oversees Rahu's activities in the 6th house, emphasizing discipline, structure, and accountability. Saturn's current position in Pisces, your 7th house of relationships, underscores the importance of emotional maturity and balanced partnerships. The combined influence of Rahu and Saturn may create tension between your professional ambitions and your personal relationships. You might find yourself prioritizing work over personal connections, leading to potential misunderstandings or feelings of neglect. This period demands conscious effort to nurture relationships while maintaining focus on your goals. Open communication and realistic expectations will be key to sustaining harmony. In relationships, this transit is not particularly supportive of new romantic endeavors. Rahu's placement may introduce conflicts or misunderstandings, particularly if expectations are not managed carefully. Long-distance relationships or partnerships that allow for independence and flexibility are more likely to thrive during this time. For those in committed relationships, maintaining a balance between work and personal life will be important. Emotional support and patience will help mitigate the challenges posed by Rahu's disruptive energy. Financially, Rahu's transit through the 6th house can bring mixed results. While it may enhance your ability to clear debts or secure financial gains through competitive efforts, it could also lead to unexpected expenses, particularly related to health or professional obligations. Ketu in the 12th house may amplify tendencies toward unplanned expenditures, especially for spiritual pursuits, travel, or charitable activities. Vigilant financial planning and a cautious approach to investments are advisable to navigate this period effectively. With Jupiter aspecting Rahu from Gemini, the energy of expansion and wisdom intersects with Rahu's transformative tendencies. This aspect can enhance your ability to articulate ideas persuasively, making this an excellent time for negotiations, presentations, or any activity that requires strong communication skills. However, it is essential to channel this energy ethically, as Rahu's influence can sometimes tempt individuals toward manipulative or deceptive practices. Maintaining integrity in your actions will ensure that the gains you achieve are sustainable and fulfilling. The Rahu-Ketu axis also impacts your subconscious patterns and spiritual growth. Rahu's drive for external success contrasts with Ketu's inward pull, creating opportunities for profound personal transformation. This period may highlight areas where you have been overly focused on material achievements at the expense of inner peace. By addressing these imbalances, you can cultivate a more holistic approach to success that integrates both external accomplishments and inner fulfillment. For Virgo individuals, the key to navigating this transit lies in embracing its dual energies. Use Rahu's presence in the 6th house to tackle challenges with determination and creativity, while allowing Ketu in the 12th house to guide you towards spiritual clarity and emotional release. Practices such as mindfulness, journaling, or connecting with a trusted mentor can help you navigate the complexities of this period. By striking a balance between external engagement and internal reflection, you can harness the transformative potential of this transit to emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true purpose. For Libra, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius marks a significant turning point, as it activates your 5th house of education, romance, creativity, and progeny. This transit introduces a complex interplay of energy, blending Rahu's unorthodox and obsessive nature with the structured, innovative, and humanitarian qualities of Aquarius. At the same time, Ketu's simultaneous movement into Leo, your 11th house, adds a counterbalance of detachment and introspection, emphasizing the dynamic tension between your personal expression and your collective goals. Rahu's placement in your 5th house often generates an intense focus on themes related to love, self-expression, and intellectual pursuits. You may find yourself obsessing over perfecting your creative output, exploring unconventional romantic connections, and pursuing unique forms of education. Aquarius, being ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu itself, aligns Rahu's ambitions with intellectual and futuristic pursuits. You might feel an undeniable pull towards innovative fields like artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency, or abstract arts. This is an ideal time for you to explore uncharted territories in creativity or education, as Rahu's influence can spark groundbreaking ideas and drive recognition in unusual ways. However, Rahu's nature is not without its challenges. Its penchant for exaggeration and illusion can lead to obsessive tendencies, particularly in areas of romance and speculative ventures. Romantic relationships formed during this period may feel intensely karmic and predestined, yet they are likely to be fraught with misunderstandings and emotional ups and downs. These connections often challenge conventional norms, bringing partners from vastly different backgrounds or ideologies. While the allure of such relationships can be magnetic, it's essential for you to exercise caution and avoid being swept away by Rahu's illusions. Similarly, speculative activities, whether in financial investments or creative projects, can bring both sudden gains and abrupt losses. Discernment and a measured approach will be key to navigating this period effectively. On the academic and intellectual front, Rahu's transit through your 5th house creates a powerful drive for knowledge acquisition. You may find yourself drawn to New Age disciplines, scientific innovation, or technological advancements. This transit is especially beneficial for you if you're preparing for competitive exams or pursuing higher education in unconventional fields. The combination of Rahu's drive and Aquarius's intellectual bent can yield remarkable results, provided the scattered and restless energy often associated with Rahu is harnessed through discipline and focus. The influence of Ketu in your 11th house of Leo adds a layer of complexity to this transit. While Rahu draws attention to personal creativity and individual achievements, Ketu's energy encourages detachment from superficial social interactions and material gains. You may feel a growing disinterest in maintaining large social circles or adhering to crowd-pleasing behaviors. Instead, this period invites introspection and a reevaluation of your long-term goals. Friends and associates who no longer align with your deeper values may naturally fall away, making room for more meaningful connections. This axis of Rahu and Ketu, spanning the 5th and 11th houses, highlights the tension between individual expression and collective responsibility. Rahu's presence in your 5th house urges you to shine in your unique brilliance and claim your creative space, while Ketu's influence in the 11th reminds you that not all external validation is fulfilling. The challenge lies in finding a balance between pursuing personal ambitions and contributing to broader, more altruistic goals. This dynamic can lead to moments of internal conflict, but it also provides an opportunity for profound growth and self-discovery. Adding to the karmic undertones of this transit is Saturn's role as the dispositor of Rahu. Saturn's current placement in your 6th house of Pisces emphasizes themes of service, routine, and accountability. While Rahu tempts you with bold, unconventional ventures, Saturn's influence demands perseverance, discipline, and a grounded approach. Saturn's aspects on your 8th, 12th, and 3rd houses further underline the need for transformation, inner healing, and effective communication. This interplay between Rahu's visionary energy and Saturn's practical discipline sets the tone for a period of significant personal and professional evolution. For those of you contemplating parenthood, this transit carries both opportunities and challenges. Rahu in the 5th house can create a strong desire for children but may also bring delays or complications. Existing parents may find themselves dealing with rebellious or unconventional behaviors from their children, requiring patience and adaptability. The key lies in fostering open communication and allowing children the space to explore their individuality while providing gentle guidance. Creativity reaches a new peak during this transit, as Rahu in the 5th house amplifies your desire to innovate and express yourself uniquely. You may discover latent talents or find the courage to showcase your abilities on new platforms, such as social media or digital forums. While the potential for fame, recognition, and success is high, it is essential for you to remain vigilant against Rahu's tendency to create illusions of grandeur. Grounding creative endeavors in practical plans and ethical practices will ensure lasting success. Ketu's detachment in the 11th house also brings a spiritual dimension to this transit. You may find yourself questioning the true value of material gains and social accolades. This introspection can lead to a deeper understanding of your higher purpose and the role of creativity and relationships in fulfilling that purpose. While Ketu's energy can feel isolating at times, it also provides an opportunity for spiritual growth and the cultivation of inner strength. The simultaneous aspect of Jupiter on Rahu adds another layer of influence. Jupiter's 9th aspect from Gemini enhances Rahu's transit by bringing wisdom and expansive energy to the 5th house themes. This aspect can act as a mitigating factor, tempering Rahu's excesses and providing a sense of direction. You may find that your creative pursuits or romantic endeavors are guided by a higher wisdom, leading to more meaningful outcomes. In matters of career, as your 5th house is 8th away from your 10th house, there are indications of potential transformations. Rahu's transit can bring sudden changes or breakthroughs in your professional life, especially if you are in creative, academic, or speculative fields. However, these shifts may require adaptability and a willingness to embrace unconventional paths. Saturn's influence from the 6th house ensures that any career advancement will be the result of consistent effort and ethical practices. Overall, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius in your 5th house is a period of heightened creativity, intellectual exploration, and personal transformation. While the energy of Rahu can be intense and unpredictable, its alignment with the innovative qualities of Aquarius offers you an opportunity to break free from conventional constraints and explore new dimensions of self-expression. By balancing Rahu's visionary impulses with Saturn's grounding discipline and Ketu's spiritual wisdom, you can navigate this transit with grace and achieve lasting growth. For Scorpio, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius indicates a profound transformation. Rahu's movement into the 4th house, governed by Aquarius, marks a significant shift in matters related to home, emotional stability, and familial dynamics. This period is poised to bring both opportunities and challenges, with Rahu's expansive nature amplifying themes of innovation and unconventionality, while Saturn's rulership introduces delays and demands for perseverance. For Scorpio individuals, the 4th house embodies home, mother, inner peace, and emotional foundations. Rahu's transit here intensifies the desire to redefine these aspects of life. You may find yourself yearning for a more futuristic or non-traditional living arrangement. This could manifest as a change in residence, the purchase of technologically advanced properties, or renovations that bring a modern touch to your existing home. Real estate transactions are likely to come into focus during this time, but they may not unfold smoothly. Saturn's influence, as the ruler of Aquarius, suggests that while gains are possible, they will require hard work, careful planning, and patience. Be prepared to face delays or bureaucratic hurdles in property-related matters. Your relationship with your mother or maternal figures may also undergo transformation. Rahu often brings heightened attention or obsession to the areas it touches. This could mean increased involvement with your mother, a greater need for her validation, or a renewed focus on her well-being. However, the dual influence of Rahu and Saturn may also bring emotional stress or physical distance. It's essential to remain attentive to her health during this transit, as potential illnesses or challenges could arise. If unresolved issues linger in your relationship, they may surface now, urging you to address them with maturity and compassion. Rahu's presence in the 4th house can create emotional restlessness. You might experience fluctuations in your peace of mind, often finding solace in unconventional practices or distant locations. The idea of home may no longer resonate with traditional notions. You might consider relocating to a unique or innovative environment, such as an eco-conscious community or a home equipped with cutting-edge technology. Alternatively, you could develop a newfound interest in working from home or engaging in real estate ventures. Rahu's influence here encourages exploration, but it's vital to stay grounded and avoid impulsive decisions driven by illusion or temporary desires. Meanwhile, Ketu's simultaneous transit into Leo, your 10th house of career and public life, introduces a sense of detachment from professional achievements and societal expectations. You may feel disenchanted with the conventional markers of success or question the alignment of your career with your deeper values. This period encourages introspection and reevaluation of your professional goals. While Ketu's energy may initially seem challenging, it provides an opportunity to redirect your efforts toward a path that feels more authentic and spiritually fulfilling. You might consider careers that allow greater emotional connection or flexibility, such as home-based businesses. The interplay between the 4th and 10th houses highlights a critical axis of private versus public life. With Rahu energizing your domestic sphere and Ketu pulling you away from external validation, the cosmos is urging you to strike a balance. You may find yourself prioritizing emotional security and personal connections over professional accolades. This shift may feel unsettling at first, especially if you're accustomed to external recognition, but it's a necessary step toward building a life that aligns with your inner values. Saturn, currently transiting your 5th house in Pisces, adds another layer of complexity. The 5th house governs creativity, intelligence, romance, and children. Saturn's presence here brings discipline and seriousness to these areas, tempering Rahu's restless energy in the 4th house. For instance, while Rahu may inspire you to explore unconventional emotional frameworks, Saturn demands that you approach these changes with responsibility and long-term thinking. If you're involved in creative projects, Saturn encourages refinement and mastery rather than impulsive pursuits. Similarly, matters related to children, whether planning for them or addressing their education and well-being, require patience and a structured approach. The emotional upheaval associated with Rahu in the 4th house can also bring past wounds to the surface. Childhood memories, unresolved family dynamics, or ingrained emotional patterns may reemerge, offering an opportunity for healing and growth. Engaging in therapeutic practices, such as journaling, mindfulness, or group support, can help you navigate these challenges. Rahu's placement in Aquarius, a sign associated with innovation and intellectual pursuits, encourages exploring new treatments of emotional well-being. Financially, this transit may bring changes tied to property, family assets, or parental support. Be cautious with investments, especially in real estate, as Rahu's influence can create illusions or overly optimistic expectations. Double-check all details before making commitments to avoid potential losses. The 4th house's connection to vehicles may also prompt you to upgrade or change your mode of transport, possibly opting for something futuristic or eco-friendly. Educational pursuits, particularly those related to primary or foundational learning, may experience disruption. If you have children, you might notice changes in their academic performance or study habits. Rahu's influence can create a temporary lack of focus, but it also enhances their ability to absorb and process information quickly. Encouraging structured study routines and providing a supportive environment can help mitigate these effects. The influence of Jupiter, currently in Gemini, adds a nuanced layer to this transit. Jupiter's 9th aspect on Rahu amplifies your intellectual and spiritual curiosity. You may feel drawn to explore unconventional belief systems, join new groups, or adopt alternative family structures. Jupiter's wisdom helps balance Rahu's intensity, offering opportunities for growth through learning and self-reflection. However, Rahu's 5th aspect on Jupiter can create tension, making it essential to discern between genuine opportunities and fleeting distractions. Overall, Rahu's transit through Aquarius for Scorpio individuals is a transformative period that redefines your relationship with home, family, and emotional security. While challenges may arise, they serve as catalysts for growth and realignment. By embracing change with patience and responsibility, you can navigate this transit successfully, emerging with a stronger sense of self and a more authentic foundation for the future. For Sagittarius, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius brings significant shifts, particularly as it activates the 3rd house of communication, efforts, travel, and personal willpower. This transit signals a period of dynamic transformation, where you may find yourself drawn to innovative ideas, unconventional paths, and bold expressions of individuality. Aquarius, as an air sign ruled by Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu, adds a futuristic, intellectual quality to your endeavors, making this phase one of heightened curiosity and ambition. At the same time, Ketu's simultaneous movement into Leo, your 9th house, creates a powerful axis of practical action versus philosophical detachment. Rahu's placement in the 3rd house amplifies your communication skills and the drive to assert your ideas. You may feel an insatiable urge to make your voice heard, whether through writing, public speaking, social media, or other platforms. This is an excellent period for those involved in professions requiring verbal or written skills, such as content creators, counselors, journalists, or teachers. However, Rahu's influence can also lead to exaggeration or impulsiveness in speech. It is essential to remain mindful of how your words are received and to avoid controversies or spreading misinformation, as these can lead to misunderstandings or conflicts. The 3rd house also governs courage and risk-taking, and Rahu's energy here pushes you out of your comfort zone. Whether it's launching a new business venture, pursuing a passion project, or initiating challenging conversations, this period demands action paired with strategic foresight. Rahu's position in the third house often indicates frequent journeys. These travels might be related to professional growth, networking, or personal exploration. For Sagittarius individuals, who naturally thrive on movement and adventure, this transit aligns well with your innate tendencies. However, Saturn's rulership of Aquarius cautions against reckless or poorly planned travel. Safety precautions are critical, as the malefic nature of Rahu and Saturn can sometimes indicate travel-related stress or mishaps. The focus on travel may lead you away from your homeland, creating a sense of disconnection from familial roots. While this can be liberating, it may also bring emotional challenges, particularly if Saturn's transit in Pisces, your fourth house, highlights responsibilities or emotional ties to home and family. The relationship with younger siblings may come into focus, as the third house governs siblings. Rahu's presence here can magnify existing dynamics, either fostering closer connections through shared goals or creating distance due to misunderstandings or differing priorities. Issues such as stress or health concerns related to siblings may arise, requiring patience and empathy. Similarly, Ketu's transit in Leo impacts your relationship with mentors, teachers, or paternal figures. You may find yourself questioning their guidance or feeling disillusioned with traditional belief systems. This detachment, while unsettling, is an invitation to seek inner clarity and redefine your personal philosophy. Ketu's influence on the ninth house deepens your introspective journey. As this house governs higher knowledge, spirituality, long-distance travel, and life philosophy, Ketu's transit signifies a phase of quiet contemplation and detachment from rigid doctrines. You might feel disenchanted with conventional education or religious practices, leading you to explore alternative paths, such as metaphysics, mysticism, or self-guided study. While Rahu propels you toward immediate, tangible actions, Ketu encourages you to embrace the unknown, trusting your intuition to guide you. This balance between action and introspection defines the Rahu-Ketu axis during this transit. Saturn's transit in Pisces, your fourth house, adds a layer of emotional depth and responsibility to this period. As the dispositor of Rahu, Saturn's position shapes how you harness Rahu's energy. The fourth house governs home, inner security, and emotional well-being, and Saturn's presence here can bring feelings of heaviness or a sense of duty toward family and domestic matters. While Rahu urges outward exploration and bold communication, Saturn demands emotional maturity and stability. This duality requires careful management, as neglecting either aspect could lead to imbalances in your personal or professional life. Saturn's grounding influence can help you channel Rahu's dynamic energy into constructive, long-term achievements. Professionally, this transit favors those in fields related to communication, technology, and travel. If you're a writer, speaker, or digital entrepreneur, Rahu's energy can inspire groundbreaking ideas and unconventional approaches that capture attention. However, the success of these ventures depends on your willingness to put in consistent effort, as the third house represents perseverance and skill building. Relationships, particularly romantic and close friendships, may experience shifts during this period. Rahu's transit encourages deeper conversations and exploration of shared interests, but it can also lead to misunderstandings if communication isn't clear. Be mindful of Rahu's tendency to amplify obsessions or insecurities, which can strain connections. Ketu's presence in the ninth house, meanwhile, may lead you to question the philosophical or spiritual compatibility of your relationships. This is a time to evaluate whether your connections support your growth and align with your evolving values. Financially, this transit offers opportunities for gains through innovative ventures, skill-based work, or digital platforms. The third house's association with commerce and contracts suggests potential success in entrepreneurial endeavors or commission-based projects. However, Rahu's influence can also lead to impulsive decisions or risky investments. Exercise caution and ensure that any financial moves are backed by thorough research and a long-term strategy. Saturn's presence in the fourth house may also require expenditures related to home or family, adding another layer of financial responsibility. Jupiter's aspect on Rahu from Gemini brings a harmonizing influence, encouraging growth through learning and collaboration. As Jupiter's ninth aspect falls on Rahu, it provides opportunities for expansion in areas of communication, travel, and intellectual pursuits. This aspect supports Rahu's drive for innovation while tempering its more disruptive tendencies. At the same time, Rahu's fifth aspect on Jupiter emphasizes the need to balance bold initiatives with wisdom and ethical considerations. This interplay between Jupiter and Rahu highlights the importance of integrating knowledge with practical application. Rahu's influence in the third house may awaken dormant interests in music, art, or writing, particularly if these activities were sidelined due to other responsibilities. Pursuing these passions can be both therapeutic and rewarding, providing an outlet for self-expression and emotional balance. Overall, The transit of Rahu into Aquarius marks a dynamic phase for Sagittarius individuals, characterized by bold communication, innovative pursuits, and a redefinition of personal and philosophical priorities. While Rahu's energy propels you toward action and exploration, Ketu's influence encourages introspection and spiritual growth. Balancing these dual forces requires mindful communication, disciplined effort, and a willingness to adapt to shifting circumstances. For Capricorn, the upcoming Rahu transit into Aquarius marks a significant period. This transit activates your second house, emphasizing matters related to wealth, family, speech, and accumulated values. Coupled with the simultaneous movement of Ketu into Leo, your 8th house, this transit unfolds a dynamic interplay between material security and spiritual transformation. As Rahu and Ketu shift along this axis, you are poised for a transformative journey that influences your approach to financial stability, familial relationships, and personal growth. Rahu's presence in the second house often amplifies your focus on material prosperity and wealth accumulation. You might find yourself drawn to unconventional or modern methods of increasing your income. Investments in technology, digital assets, and entrepreneurial ventures could become areas of interest. However, Rahu's illusory nature warns against speculative risks and hasty financial decisions. Saturn influences this transit and encourages you to apply discipline, foresight, and a structured approach to financial planning. By anchoring yourself in long-term strategies rather than chasing fleeting opportunities, you can harness this energy to secure meaningful growth and wealth. This transit also highlights family dynamics and the potential for expansion within your familial sphere. Rahu's presence in the second house may bring changes to your family setup, whether through marriage, childbirth, or new familial responsibilities. However, it can also introduce challenges such as communication gaps, misunderstandings, or stress related to financial distribution. This is a period to cultivate patience and sensitivity in familial interactions, as Rahu's influence can magnify minor issues. Careful management of resources and fostering transparent communication with family members can help mitigate potential tensions. The second house's association with speech and values becomes particularly significant during this transit. Rahu's influence might lead you to experiment with how you communicate, potentially making your speech more impactful or persuasive. Professions requiring public speaking, writing, or teaching could benefit from this energy. However, there is also a risk of miscommunication or manipulative tendencies in speech. Saturn's guidance during this time urges you to maintain integrity and mindfulness in your words. As Rahu often prompts a reevaluation of values, you might question traditional beliefs or embrace a more progressive outlook, aligning with Aquarius's futuristic tendencies. Simultaneously, Ketu's transit through your 8th house intensifies your inner world and spiritual journey. The 8th house governs shared resources, transformation, and hidden truths. Ketu's presence here signals a karmic detachment from dependencies on others' support, emotional, financial, or otherwise. This period may bring revelations about your psychological patterns, leading to a deeper understanding of fears and attachments. While this can feel isolating at times, it's an invitation to embrace self-sufficiency and explore avenues of spiritual growth. You might experience fluctuations in shared resources or face situations that compel you to reassess financial agreements with partners or family members. This transit is ideal for resolving lingering issues related to debts or investments, as Ketu's energy supports decluttering and realignment. It's also worth noting that health matters governed by the 8th house, especially chronic conditions or hidden illnesses, might come to the forefront. Paying attention to both physical and emotional well-being will be essential. The interplay between Rahu in the second house and Ketu in the 8th house creates a tension between the material and the spiritual. While Rahu tempts you to expand your wealth and social standing, Ketu encourages detachment from worldly pursuits and a deeper understanding of impermanence. This duality can be a powerful catalyst for growth if navigated with awareness. Saturn's placement in Pisces, your 3rd house, during this transit adds another layer of influence. The 3rd house governs communication, courage, and self-effort, and Saturn's reflective energy here supports deliberate and structured action. This period could inspire you to harness your communication skills for career advancement or community engagement. Whether through content creation, networking, or teaching, your voice has the potential to leave a lasting impact. Saturn's presence also reinforces the importance of perseverance and consistent effort in achieving your goals. Jupiter's aspect on Rahu from Gemini further enriches this transit. As the planet of wisdom and expansion, Jupiter's influence can provide clarity and protection amidst Rahu's sometimes chaotic energy. This aspect is particularly beneficial for enhancing your financial literacy, guiding you toward ethical investments, and fostering meaningful conversations about values. However, it also requires you to be vigilant about overindulgence or misplaced optimism, as Rahu's desires can sometimes overshadow Jupiter's wisdom. Rahu's influence might lead to experimenting with new cuisines or erratic eating patterns. However, Saturn's grounding energy encourages you to adopt disciplined routines that support long-term health. Avoiding excessive indulgence and prioritizing balanced nutrition can help you navigate this aspect of the transit effectively. Be cautious about water consumption and hygiene, as Rahu's presence can sometimes manifest in unexpected health risks. Professionally, this transit offers opportunities for innovation and expansion. You may explore new avenues for monetizing your skills, particularly in areas related to communication, technology, or finance. However, Rahu's penchant for shortcuts underscores the need for ethical decision-making and thorough planning. Saturn's influence in the third house reminds you that sustained effort and integrity are the keys to enduring success. While Rahu may tempt you with quick gains, Saturn ensures that only efforts grounded in responsibility will bear lasting fruit. Emotionally, this period may bring a sense of solitude or detachment, particularly in close relationships. Ketu's transit through the 8th house can create a feeling of withdrawal from emotional entanglements or power dynamics. While this might seem challenging, it's an opportunity to cultivate inner resilience and clarity. Embracing solitude as a space for self-discovery rather than resisting it can lead to profound personal transformation. Overall, the Rahu transit into Aquarius and Ketu's simultaneous move into Leo set the stage for a transformative journey for Capricorn individuals. This period emphasizes a recalibration of your relationship with wealth, family, and personal values while inviting you to explore deeper spiritual truths. By balancing Rahu's material ambitions with Ketu's spiritual detachment, you can navigate this transit with both practicality and insight. For Aquarius, Rahu's transit into Aquarius marks a transformative period. As Rahu moves into the first house, the house of self, identity, and life path, the focus shifts dramatically towards personal growth, self-discovery, and reinvention. This is a pivotal time that brings profound changes to your sense of self and your journey through life, as Rahu's influence intensifies your desire to understand who you are and why you are here. The first house governs your personality, physical appearance, and overall life trajectory. With Rahu occupying this house, you may feel an overwhelming pull to redefine yourself in ways that break free from societal norms and expectations. Rahu, known for its qualities of obsession and innovation, pushes you to explore unconventional paths and embrace aspects of yourself that you may have previously suppressed. This could manifest as a heightened interest in spiritual growth, futuristic ideas, or humanitarian endeavors, all of which resonate deeply with the Aquarian archetype. At the same time, Rahu's influence can bring restlessness and dissatisfaction, prompting you to seek answers to existential questions about your purpose and true calling. Physically, you might notice a change in your appearance, or feel a strong urge to enhance how you present yourself to the world. This period may involve experimenting with your style, grooming, or even cosmetic changes, driven by a desire to stand out and make an impression. While this self-focus can be empowering, it is important to stay grounded and ensure that these changes reflect your authentic self rather than being motivated solely by external validation or fleeting trends. Rahu's transit through the first house can also bring a magnetic quality to your personality. You may find yourself attracting attention effortlessly, whether in social settings or professional environments. People may perceive you as enigmatic, charismatic, or even mysterious. However, this heightened attention can also come with challenges. You might feel a constant need to live up to others' expectations or project an image that doesn't align with your true self. Striking a balance between embracing your individuality and staying authentic is important during this transit. Simultaneously, Ketu moves into your 7th house of partnerships, marriage, and committed relationships. Ketu's presence here often signifies a period of detachment or reevaluation in your relationships. You may feel emotionally distant from your partner or experience a shift in how you perceive your connections. Relationships that lack authenticity or mutual respect may face challenges, leading to either transformation or dissolution. If you are single, you might find yourself uninterested in traditional romantic pursuits, instead focusing on building a deeper relationship with yourself. For some, this period could attract karmic relationships or partners who serve as mirrors, helping you understand and heal unresolved patterns within yourself. It is a time to learn the art of relating without attachment and to appreciate the spiritual lessons that come through your interactions with others. Adding complexity to this dynamic is the ongoing transit of Saturn, your ascendant lord, through Pisces, your 2nd house of values, speech, family, and wealth. Saturn's influence grounds the transformative energy of Rahu in your 1st house, encouraging you to align your self-reinvention with meaningful values and long-term stability. This is a time for introspection about what truly matters to you and how you can build a solid foundation for your future. Saturn's transit also brings maturity and discipline to your communication, urging you to choose your words carefully and speak with intention. Health is another area that requires attention during this transit. Rahu's influence in the first house can lead to hyperactivity, anxiety, or mysterious ailments that are challenging to diagnose. You might feel drawn toward unconventional healing practices or futuristic medical treatments. While this can be an exciting time for exploring alternative wellness approaches, it is essential to balance experimentation with grounded health habits. Saturn's presence in the second house supports the establishment of a disciplined routine, emphasizing proper nutrition, mindful eating, and consistent self-care practices. Professionally, this transit has the potential to be a game-changer. Rahu's innovative energy, combined with Aquarius's natural association with technology, social activism, and forward-thinking ideas, can propel you into new and exciting career opportunities. You may feel inspired to take risks, embrace unconventional roles, or pursue entrepreneurial ventures. This is an excellent time for networking, as Rahu's influence amplifies your ability to connect with influential people and attract opportunities. However, it is important to remain mindful of overconfidence or impulsive decisions, as Rahu's energy can sometimes lead to unrealistic expectations or distractions. One significant aspect of this transit is Rahu's interaction with Jupiter, which will be in Gemini, aspecting Rahu with its 9th aspect while Rahu aspects Jupiter with its 5th aspect. This mutual influence between Rahu and Jupiter highlights themes of learning, expansion, and intellectual growth. You may feel a strong desire to acquire knowledge, explore new philosophies, or engage in higher education. This alignment also supports creative expression, making it a favorable time for pursuing artistic or intellectual endeavors that align with your unique vision. Socially, Rahu in your sign encourages you to take focus, often making you more active on platforms like social media or in community-oriented activities. You may find yourself sharing your thoughts, ideas, and experiences more openly, seeking recognition and validation. While this can be an empowering way to express yourself, it is essential to remain authentic and avoid getting caught up in superficial comparisons or the pursuit of fame for its own sake. Spiritually, this transit is a journey of self-discovery and growth. Rahu in the first house challenges you to confront your fears, question your beliefs, and embrace your individuality. It is a time to break free from societal molds and create a life that reflects your true essence. Meanwhile, Ketu in the 7th house encourages you to let go of attachments and focus on inner fulfillment. Together, these energies support a holistic transformation that integrates personal growth with spiritual evolution. Overall, Rahu's transit through Aquarius ushers in a period of profound self-focus and transformation. This is a time to embrace your uniqueness, redefine your identity, and pursue a life path that resonates with your deepest aspirations. While challenges may arise, particularly in relationships and health, the lessons you learn during this transit will pave the way for lasting growth and fulfillment. By balancing Rahu's dynamic energy with Saturn's grounding influence, you can navigate this transformative period with confidence and clarity, emerging stronger and more aligned with your true purpose. For Pisces, the transit of Rahu into Aquarius holds significant implications, as it activates their 12th house. This house, often regarded as the domain of foreign lands, spirituality, losses, and closures, will become a central theme during this period. Rahu, known for amplifying the areas of life it influences, will create a powerful urge to delve into these domains, often in unexpected or exaggerated ways. One of the most prominent effects of this transit is an increased focus on resolving pending matters. The 12th house symbolizes the completion of cycles and karmic closures. Rahu's presence here will push you to confront unfinished business, whether in the form of unresolved relationships, financial commitments, or personal aspirations. Those endeavors aligned with your higher purpose are likely to yield results, while others may naturally come to an end. This process, though challenging, allows for significant growth and prepares you for a fresh start in various areas of life. A deep interest in spirituality and mysticism will also emerge during this transit. Rahu in the 12th house can awaken your curiosity about esoteric knowledge, meditation, and alternative healing practices. This is an excellent time to engage in spiritual retreats, explore metaphysical sciences, or simply spend more time in introspection. Rahu's influence often brings an intense desire to explore uncharted territories, both within and without. Foreign travel or relocation is a strong possibility, as the 12th house is inherently linked to journeys to distant lands. These experiences could be transformative, offering new perspectives and opportunities for growth. However, this transit is not without its challenges. The 12th house is also associated with hospitals, expenses, and losses. Rahu's presence here can lead to sudden and significant expenditures, particularly related to health or travel. It is important to manage your finances wisely and avoid impulsive spending. Saturn, the ruler of Aquarius, brings a grounding influence but also demands discipline and responsibility. If these principles are neglected, the combination of Rahu and Saturn's energies can lead to financial strain or unnecessary complications. Health is another area requiring attention during this period. The 12th house governs the subconscious mind, sleep patterns, and mental health. Rahu's influence may disturb your sleep or bring vivid and unsettling dreams. Anxiety or restlessness can surface, especially if unresolved emotional issues are triggered. To mitigate these effects, establish a routine that includes practices like yoga, meditation, or breath work. These activities not only enhance physical well-being but also provide the mental clarity needed to navigate Rahu's transformative energy. The presence of Ketu in the 6th house simultaneously complements and contrasts Rahu's influence. The 6th house pertains to daily routines, health, enemies, and debts. Ketu's detachment here encourages a release from toxic environments, unhealthy habits, and unnecessary conflicts. You may find yourself stepping away from demanding work situations or letting go of rivalries that no longer serve a purpose. This detachment allows for a shift in focus toward activities that align with your spiritual and emotional well-being. The interplay between the 12th and 6th houses creates a dynamic of physical and spiritual healing. While Rahu dissolves attachments and draws your attention to the intangible, Ketu facilitates the clearing of mundane struggles. This polarity invites you to integrate these experiences, finding balance between inner and outer worlds. Career-wise, this transit can open doors to opportunities in foreign lands or industries related to mental health or creative pursuits. Roles involving remote work, research, or institutional settings like hospitals and monasteries are favored. If you've been considering a career change or pursuing higher education abroad, this is an auspicious time to take action. However, remain cautious of deceptive deals, particularly those involving international agents or spiritual organizations. Rahu's energy can sometimes create illusions, so it's vital to approach opportunities with discernment. Relationships may also undergo significant transformation. The 12th house emphasizes detachment and introspection, which can lead to a temporary withdrawal from social or romantic connections. This period is less about forming new relationships and more about understanding your existing bonds. You may encounter karmic relationships that challenge your perceptions and push you toward growth. Trust becomes a central theme, requiring a balance between surrender and self-awareness. Jupiter's 9th aspect on Rahu during this transit further amplifies the spiritual undertones of this period. Jupiter's wisdom and guidance provide a counterbalance to Rahu's erratic tendencies, encouraging you to seek ethical and meaningful pursuits. This aspect supports endeavors related to education, philanthropy, and spiritual growth. However, Rahu's reciprocal 5th aspect on Jupiter can create tension, emphasizing the need to align your ambitions with higher values. Another layer of this transit involves the exploration of your identity in foreign contexts. Whether through travel or interaction with diverse cultures, you may find your sense of self evolving. This shift can be both liberating and disorienting, as you reconcile your past with emerging perspectives. The 12th house's connection to charitable work and donations highlights the importance of giving back during this time. Acts of kindness and service can help you navigate Rahu's intense energy while fostering a sense of purpose. For those preparing for exams, applying for visas, or seeking permanent settlement abroad, this transit offers promising prospects. Rahu's presence in the 12th house often facilitates connections with foreign institutions and enhances your ability to adapt to new environments. Similarly, individuals involved in export-import businesses or secret services may find this period particularly favorable. At the same time, this transit demands caution in matters related to accumulated wealth and family resources. Impulsive decisions or mismanagement of finances can lead to unintended losses. If investing in property, ensure thorough research and planning. Saturn's grounding influence in your 1st house encourages a methodical approach, helping you make wise financial decisions. Overall, Rahu's transit into Aquarius represents a period of profound transformation for Pisces individuals. It calls for introspection, spiritual exploration, and the resolution of karmic patterns. While the journey may involve challenges such as heightened expenses, health concerns, or emotional turbulence, it also offers opportunities for growth, healing, and self-discovery. By embracing this period with awareness and discipline, you can harness Rahu's energy to transcend limitations and align with your higher purpose. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.